Let me ask you something weirdly interesting. Have you ever noticed that in a world where everybody is posting selfies, vacation pics, gym pics, even just woke up pics? There's this group of people who post absolutely nothing. No DP. No selfies. No outfit of the day. No birthday posts. Nothing. And here's the twist. Psychology says those people might actually be the most confident, self-aware, and emotionally balanced ones in the room. Yeah, I know that sounds strange. So today, we're breaking down the real psychology behind people who don't post their photos online. And trust me, it's not what you think. Privacy over popularity. Let's start with the simplest reason. Some people just care more about privacy than popularity. We forget that social media is basically a giant public billboard. Once your picture goes up, it's out there forever, screenshotted, saved, reshared. You never really get it back. People who don't post pics often understand this deeply. They don't feel the need to share everything to feel complete. Their sense of identity isn't based on likes, views, or comments. They already feel whole without an audience. And honestly, that is a kind of freedom a lot of us don't realize we're missing. Strong self-awareness. Here's something interesting psychology points out. People who post less often tend to have higher self-concept. Clarity, which is just a fancy way of saying they know who they are. They don't need Instagram to tell their story. They don't need feedback to confirm their worth. They don't need strangers to validate their looks. And they're not hiding. Many of them are actually super social offline. They're just less interested in performing online. For them, life doesn't need to be documented to feel real. Emotionally secure, less dependent on validation. Now, this part might shock you. People who don't post selfies are often more emotionally secure, not less. Here's why. Posting photos and waiting for likes can become a mini roller coaster. Dopamine spikes, anxiety, comparison, judgment, all that. People who avoid this don't want their mood tied to an app. They don't want their confidence tied to numbers. They'd rather live without that emotional chaos. It's not insecurity. It's actually emotional independence. Deep thinkers and real connectors. A lot of non-posters are naturally more introspective. They're the type who enjoy observing rather than performing. They'd rather talk to you face to face than post about their day. They choose depth over display. If something exciting happens, they'll call a friend instead of posting a story. And here's the thing, their relationships tend to be more genuine because they're not built on showing off, they rebuilt on connection, boundaries, and safety awareness. Another big reason, some people are very aware of the risks of sharing their faces online. This doesn't mean they're paranoid eatmans. They're cautious and smart. Privacy breaches, stalking, misuse of photos. These things happen more often than we admit. For some people, not posting is simply a protective boundary, a way of staying in control of how much of themselves the world sees. And that's not fear, it's wisdom. Let's kill some myths, alright? Quick myth busting. Myth 1. They re antisocial. Nope. Many are super social juiced, not on Instagram. Myth 2. They don't care about anything. They care a lot, just not about online validation. Myth 3. They're insecure. Actually, many are more secure than heavy posters because their confidence isn't tied to public approval. Myth 4. Posting equals living fully. Posting is optional. Living is what happens offline. What we can learn from them. So here's what the no photo people teach us. Confidence doesn't always need an audience. Privacy is powerful. Not everything has to be shared to be meaningful. Real connection beats digital applause. And your identity shouldn't depend on likes. Their silence online doesn't mean they're invisible. Eatmans, Terry intentional. So here's my question for you. Do you post your photos often? Or are you part of that quiet group who just doesn't? And most importantly, why? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know where you stand. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who never posts selfies. See you in the next one.